And someone has left? Just
Wrong button.
so close to the disconnect button.
Very close. We need to move those.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
All right. Welcome back. Limited party tonight, but that's okay. We're going to roll with it. Oh my god, where's my Kafka? You guys are in the port city of Tawnyard. This is your first visit to the very northernmost Crann port. It shares the other it is the only port city on all of Tone Island. It is on the southwest side, right when the little rocky island starts to get a little swampy with its little other smaller islands that are around it that are considered part of Tone Island. Everybody can roll a history check to start us off tonight.
All right. Starting off with the low rolls, I see.
Oh, load up, please, so I can. History.
And by everyone, you mean Billy and Shannon.
For now.
Oh shit! I do mean only Billy and Shannon.
Limited party means very limited. Nobody's here tonight. So
I had an idea, but we're gonna throw that idea out because it's just you guys. So I have a new idea. All right. Billy doesn't remember it, but I should say, Birch Storm doesn't remember it well, but Primrose strangely does because you all brought her there for the first time to the archaeological dig that is almost on the complete opposite side of Tone Island from Tawnyard, because it's on the easternmost tip of the main part of the island. The archaeological dig where the Church of Ellis sent folks there to uncover ruins, trying to figure out who used to live here, or perhaps progenitor species, or forgotten history. Maybe we came from the archipelago and went to the Catorsa, and now we're back. You guys came, dropped them off, stayed for a little bit left. It was actually a year in game time later. You guys are back in Gateway. You'd sent you back here, and they had uncovered the tomb that you guys had not fully exhumed, and they popped it open, and that dang place was cursed. But it wasn't in connection to Elena, which was kind of strange. You had since dispatched it, and then left it, went back to Gateway with the few survivors, and have yet to return since. But you're, like I said, you're on the opposite side of the island. Mm-hmm. Today is the 20th, so it is like mid-morning to the 20th. I will say you guys had literally just gave your last remaining hugs, waves goodbye. Slate and Mai got up on a cart and a team of 2 horses and had left out the westmost gate of Tawnyard that mid-morning. You all returned back to the ships to find the small possessions of Slates that were left to all of you. And Primrose had made it known that she will now be the captain of the Traveler's Shadow, and a transfer of command was done. So, here we are in Tawnyard. This is an elven port city, which is going to be kind of funny because we have a sea elf and an elf only playing tonight.
Yeah.
Half elf.
Well, you can just say it. It's okay. She's great. Both halves of you are great.
So I'm assuming I should wait until Commodore Mask is done with his extracurriculars before I go see the magistrate here to see if I can get papers for this place, right?
No, you don't have to wait. Now you are actually a captain of a ship. You could go and request an audience with the magistrate.
Nice. I will back you up.
Okay. Well, I have to get that done, but I think we need to also do recruiting. Does the Masked Maiden have enough people right now? I know that the Traveler Shadow it has enough people.
The Masked Maiden is sitting at 117 crew. Your Traveler's Shadow is sitting at 110 crew.
Okay, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so we're
good.
decent. I don't know what the max. I don't know what like perfectly staffed is.
Ideal for the Masked Maiden is 114.
Okay, so they're like right there.
Yeah, you got 114 ideal Masked Maiden, 100 for the Traveler's Shadow. The Traveler's Shadow, I think, can only get up to 170. Actually, yeah, they both. Actually, yeah, the Traveler's Shadow can get up to 170. The Masked Maiden, I think, can only get up to 150 right now because you guys don't have triple hammocks.
Right.
Right. Yeah, so I think we're good on the recruiting side.
Yep. Traveler's Shadow has 29 days food, water. Masked Maiden has 27 days food, water.
Oh, dude, we're topped off before we ended the session. Pretty good.
Yes. All right. Well, you're gonna back me up while we go to this magistrate while Commodore is busy.
Yeah, no, I've seen this guy. We've seen this guy before. He's good people.
I have not. I've only been on the opposite side of this island to deal with cursed things, not in this port. I've never been in this port.
Okay, well, just be nice and it'll be easy. All right, I got you.
Okay. So we're going to the magistrate.
We go there.
So it's just
Unless we're about to get it.
me and Birch, and
So
then
you
we're
walk
trying
through
to
the
get
port city of Tawnyard.
VC's new character.
Like all elven architecture that you're used to, it's very Art Nouveau. Sweeping designs, interlacing arches, incorporating a lot of wood designs, etched leaves. It's very almost Celtic-y.
Okay.
Without too overboard. Obviously, in what at least Birchstorm is very used to, the Crann Republic is very diverse of elves. Like you do have your high elves, you have your wood elves, you have even your drow. Probably not an even mix of 33% of each one, but you know you'll see a pair of drow walking through the city, and they're not accosted here. It's not this kind of world. You know, or maybe you'll see a business through the marketplace that's owned by a drow family. And there are half elves here, scattered about. Maybe the half elf
nice.
is the more rarest kind. And then you got your few humans, very few gnomes and halflings from the stout races. And maybe like every now and then you'll see something a little bit more exotic, like maybe a Kenku that's not a beggar, maybe a Furblog walking around in priest clothes, maybe you're a strange Goliath going into a bar, but it's Tawnyard. And this, of all the Crann cities you've been to, seems like it's just getting to like stable, like it's just getting on its feet. It doesn't have the paved stone roads. It doesn't have a wealthy district. It doesn't have an aristocratic district. The best you can find is like a very nice, comfy district that maybe has like wooden boards in the street and definitely like bulked up pallets to where they know rain kind of collects from time to time in certain areas.
Okay, so it's burgeoning.
Yeah, it's very very comfortable and very modest in here. But it's not really like slumming. Like when you see the edge of town, there's no walls that you're used to. They only had the 2 warships out the port guarding it, and they looked like they just started to break ground on like a star fort that they were going to build outside next to the port city.
Oh, isn't this nice, Prim?
Yeah, newer town. Haven't seen one of these in a while. I mean, most of the towns we've been around have been around for quite a bit longer than what this place seems to be, but it is a bit out of the way as far as the other islands, so.
Yeah. Maybe they'll be left alone a bit during all the goings on.
Yes,
Everybody here
the less anyone sees war, the better.
All right. Yes. there's a lot of cool races here.
Yes, it's a bit more diverse than we're used to in Cranports.
Yeah. When's the last time you saw a drop, huh? When's the last time you went to Underdark? That's pretty cool.
I do recall a half-drow kid in an orphanage that I've met before, and he was very sweet.
Yes.
I hope he's well.
I'm sure he is. So, how do you feel about taking over captaincy? That's gotta be exciting.
As with all things, I will do my best, and I hope to fill Slade's shoes.
Wow, what a great non-answer. I said, how do you feel
Were
about
you
it?
expecting different?
Yeah, I was hoping. How do you feel about it? Not how are you gonna perform? It's just us, it's just us girls, we can talk about it.
I am nervous but excited. This is the largest promotion I've ever seen.
And well deserved.
Though I will miss being a medical officer, obviously. It was nice to be able to fraternize a bit more with everybody on the crew, and I will miss that aspect dearly. And also, I'm not on your ship anymore, so I will miss our talks and your etiquette classes. So thank you for that.
No, anytime. I will miss our little chats too. But, excuse me, bug food in my mouth. Yeah, just they don't have fly traps here. I think. Yeah, I think you're gonna do well. And as far as like the fraternization goes, you could be a very magnanimous leader. Not all leaders have to be scary and iron fisted. You could be easily approachable.
Oh,
friendly.
I intend on trying to be approachable, but there are boundaries that have to be enforced in such a position.
No, I get that.
Do you recall where this town hall is?
Yeah, it's right here in front of us. We're looking at it.
Lovely.
Right here.
Let's go in.
You guys have indeed walked the length of the dock districts, the merchant district, and came into the center of town, right where the magistrate's office would be. Across the street, a garrison is also bustling about. As you guys are standing in front of it, have you guys been talking for the last just maybe a couple seconds as you finish up conversation? Approach the magistrate's office.
After you, Captain.
Okay. I walk in, I guess. Is there a door I should be
As you walk in, as you walk in, unlike like a viceroy's manor or governor's manor, or like the open courtyards for the ministers, the magistrate's office is still like almost like an administration office for the entire town. As you walk in, there's a desk clerk instead of a hallboy. The wood elf looks up at you both, and wishes you all good morning. And asks you, what is your current business here at the magistrate's office? And behind him is just a mess of like elves going back and forth. You see like stacks of parchment being carried out. Somebody's asking like, "Where's the shipping manifest for the cargo coming in today? We need to make sure that that's all set, or else we're going to be low on wood planks for the expansion." It seems a little chaotic than you're used to in a normal magistrate's office where things are a little cool and proper.
Oh, well, we don't need proper, so it's fine. Hello, we are, I'm the new captain of the Traveler's Shadow under Commodore of the Mask Maiden. We were looking to see if the magistrate had a moment for a meeting.
Yes. The magistrate obviously would love to see all ship captains that come to our ports. We can obviously pencil you into today's schedule. Would after his lunch be okay with you? It would only probably be another hour.
Absolutely. Much obliged.
Wonderful. Let us sign you in there, and let me get you a runner to bring you up to the second floor. Karlath, excuse me. Could you bring these two up to wait in the magistrate's waiting room? And you see a high elf come up, not wearing like high shoulder clothes like the desk clerk is, or like all the other clerks behind her. His is very more mute in the greens and whites. He just gives a head bow, and then like without word, like flourishes his hand out in front of him to like motions this way.
Okay.
We
Oh,
follow.
nice guy. Thank you, sir.
He brings you up the staircase, goes up and doubles back to the second floor, brings you down a hallway, opens up a door. Inside there are actually 2 tables with 6 chairs around each of them, and they're like positioned at either side of the room. And you hear in a very small voice the elf goes, "Please make yourself at ease here. I will bring by refreshments momentarily. Once the magistrate is done with his lunch, we will bring you into his office."
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
He gives a bow. As you guys like take a gander of the room, there's not that much wainscoting here. There's maybe like the chair rail and crown mold and the baseboard molding, but there are pictures hanging up, and not in like amazing foiled frames. It's just, like very like elm wood, dark lacquered, and then like the parchment underneath it with the the canvas, not the parchment, of this painting. And on one side of the wall is you see like elves using like druid craft, pushing it into the earth, and you see like they're growing these like little saplings in front of them, while at their backs is this like massive forest. But it's like these 2 teams like coming together, like meeting in the middle, growing this forest, like zippering it up in the painting. On another side of the wall, you see elves posed and ready in like high treetops, looking down at what looks, as you like kind of look at it, it looks like a raiding warband of some kind. But they're the figures that they paint from this angle, because it's like the angle is like looking down at the elves waiting in ambush in the tree tops and in the branches, and then you see the raiding party like on the ground level, and then you just see these different greens and browns and like dark mud like paints used to show these figures with like these crude looking weapons and or torches. And then on another side, you see ships sailing into Russian waves in this massive continent that they're leaving behind them. The door opens and the wood elf returns, the high elf returns, and he has a small tray of little finger foods and these little cups of this like red liquid. And when it sets down before you, if you guys chose to sit, or if you like are hovering near a table, he'll place it on that table. And he says, "If you need anything else, I will be out in the hall," as he makes his slow exit to see if there is anything else that you guys do say.
Thank you.
I got a question. Where'd you guys get these paintings from? I've never seen anything like this.
Yes. He doesn't close the door, and he immediately steps in without closing the door. And he goes, "These are from the magistrate's family's personal collections. They came over with him on his appointment to being magistrate of Tawnyard." As you see, as he points to the 8 druids sowing magic to grow trees, he has artwork depicting of when the Republic of Crann was first formed by the druids who zippered together the forests of Castorsa, thereby uniting all the elven lands. As he motions to the other side, and of course he has this very famous painting of ambush and lay waiting by the earliest Satyr Metahul, depicting of some of the brave soldiers that fought against the orcs and goblin lords of the home continent that helped bring the Republic together, at least what saw that the only way to fight back these raiding parties was to be united. And then, of course, this is a depiction of the ship that his father first left on from Castorsa before he had to make his journey this way.
Oh my god. So in the painting, are these like symbolic elves, or are these like heroes of the Crann, would I know that because I'm a Crann dude?
Give me another history check.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you my negative.
Give me a history check at advantage since you are a Crann elf.
I'm a Crann elf. It is loading. At advantage.
At advantage.
It's shimmy.
Oh, thank God. Thank goodness he had the advantage.
You, with the painting of the druid teams sewing up together the forest, you know that happened, but you know that this was like on a massive scale. Like each of the separate elven kingdoms did this on their own efforts. This is like the equivalent of building the Grand Railroad, the Transcontinental Railroad in America. So like these might not have been the exact depiction of those druids at this moment, but this is like this painting is the symbolic thing of like those two teams coming together and like doing the last little bit of forest that connects it and like made the giant Crann Republic of what everybody knows of it as today in the home continent.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna look at Prim. I'm like, thumb the painting. Go, huh? That's your guys. That's your magic.
Yes. What was that druid circle's name? Did they have one?
Ooh, the wood elf looks a little, or high elf. It's a high elf. The high elf looks a little embarrassed. He goes, I don't know of all the different circle names that participated in it from all the kingdoms, but I do believe that Magistrate Carl Lethrin is a descendant from the Majori Loch Kingdom, and that circle, if I do recall the history, would have been the Alaying Lu circle.
Oh wow, Alaying Lu. Is he also a druid, or did he just come from a lineage of them?
His mother, I think, is a practicing druid. Yes.
That is so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool, Prim?
I've never met another druid. That's really exciting, actually.
Thank you so much. Would you like a sand?
No, thank you. Please enjoy.
Okay.
It is a cherry fruit juice drink, and it is like a seared salmon fish sandwiches, like toasted on one side that meets the fish. The fish is also toasted.
You know what this needs a little, kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. You know what this needs, Prim?
What does it need?
And I pull out from my pouch a small lime. I stole this from her.
Oh, I miss him already.
Yeah. But here, you can have half and just kind of squirt it on the salmon.
Oh,
it's good.
All right. I'll trust you on it. You're the chef.
Yeah, zesty salmon.
You know, not to
somewhere on a
sound
bumpy, somewhere on a bumpy road with mine next to him. Slate snicks his nose in the air, like,
Across the island.
He knows.
He heard a line be split open and he just froze. We can't leave. No.
I can sense it. I have one less lime than I should.
I'm exactly one lime light.
You know,
oh, sorry, keep going.
if every Crann port was this homey and, you know, not as grand as the other ones, I think I would feel much more comfortable in them.
So I think from an insider's perspective, I think maybe you have just kind of seen the more grandiose side. I think you've seen the more political side of Crann. Like you've seen like the monarchy and the hierarchy and all that stuff. But when you get down to like just the people outside of like the federal buildings or like the you know places that you know the rich and powerful take care of, we're This is pretty much Crann life right here. We're pretty live and let live. We try to take care of each other. It's not bad. Very nice.
I'll take your word for it.
You don't have to. You're living it. You're looking around.
No, we
Very nice.
live on the seas, and that's where I'm going to stay.
All right, now you're just being sassy. But yeah, it's cool to know that there are other druids.
Yeah, it's kind of a relief.
Yeah, so maybe
There's a
maybe you could
there's a
win one.
bell that is heard from out in town as the bell strikes noon.
Oh, well, maybe he's almost done with his meal.
The door opens up and the high elf returns with a flourish of his hand of follow this way.
Okay.
All right. I snagged one more Sammy for the road.
He leads you down the hallway to the immediate set of double doors that were actually right next to the waiting room. The double doors are not fine and elegant, but they are of two different woods. The frame is a darker wood, and the inside, the slats are all of a lighter wood, and it comes together on this door handle that is of a very light birch-like wood, as the door handles to this double door is actually the 8-pointed star of the Republic of Crann.
Very nice.
That is beautiful.
The high elf pushes open the one side and steps inside and steps to attention on the other side of the door and clears his throat and he goes, "Your next appointment's a Captain Primrose Jaffane and a accompanying officer."
Oh, I love that. I don't have a name. That's great. After you, Captain Prim. Philfane.
Thank you, Officer Bergstrom. Since we're doing titles.
Oh my god, were you guys on the welcome screen this whole time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we've been there. It's okay. Your descriptions were beautiful.
Okay, I'm glad that worked out.
Yeah, we're good.
This looks nice too.
Yeah, this is very nice.
Yeah, so with this depiction, you see the very liberal use of wood. But I will say, yes, Primrose, you made the right distinction that this place is modest enough that the door was the one instance where you saw multi-species of wood to make up the dwelling. And inside this magistrate's office, it's all the same wood everywhere. And he's got this large, proud flag of the Republic of Crann behind his desk. He gets up. He is not an old elf by any means. In fact, he looks probably closer to y'all's adventuring age. And he does have spectacles on. And he's able to break these spectacles in half, put them below his chin, and rejoin them, and let these spectacles hang from his neck. As he walks over to you all, you see that he is in robes and an emissary's outfit. But again, he's lacking rings. He has no earrings. He has no pendant. He's just in very olive drab clothes with maybe some white stitching and then a yellow overcoat and over that whatnot. He comes around the desk to extend his hand to Primrose first and says, very good afternoon to you, Captain Jaffane.
Good afternoon to you, Magistrate. A lovely town you have here. Absolutely beautiful.
I appreciate that. It's Magistrate Carl Luthane, by the way.
Magistrate Carl Luthane. It's a pleasure and an honor to meet you.
As likewise. And this is, as he looks over to Birchstorm.
Hi. My name is Bertram Woodbin, and it's very nice to meet you, sir.
It's very nice to meet you as well. It's not very often we see aquatics like yourself.
Well, it's not very often that we see magistrates as kind. And can I roll an insight check before I use my next adjective?
Sure.
Okay.
Just staring him down before you say the next thing.
Yeah, time has frozen. Uh, can I guess? Is he choosing not to wear finery to be more of like a person of the people,
Side quest.
or is it because like they're kind of like down and out and still building?
With a 12 insight, I would say you know that he's not playing into the usual archetype of nobility, elves of nobility. Like he
Okay,
doesn't have
then
the upturned chin. He's not trying to look down his nose at you all. He's like looking at you guys in the eye. He is making deliberate movements, but he's not trying to make like up, back straight, shoulders back, and then like grace movements. He's moving with purpose and intention only.
all right, then I will say, it's a pleasure to meet a magistrate as kind and welcoming as you. We aren't usually greeted so hospitably.
You see him flash a warm smile as he shakes your hand. He goes, my advisors tell me I'm probably the most gentle of magistrates over here in the Olane, but I believe me, having this port city in the north out of the way of the more hustle-bustle of the archipelago allows me to have such a station. Tawnyard is so new, and we're still trying to thrive economically, that they probably don't see my station as important, and that the fact that we don't have many industries here for the wealthier families to be attracted to increase our domestic product yield. I do enjoy the speed, but at last, do not worry your hearts. The people here work just as hard as every other good-natured elf, and we do just fine. Please come in. And so I hear you are both of a newly minted crew. I was told that you are a new captain, Miss Jothan. Here, have a seat.
Ah, thank you. I am a new captain. Our previous captain of the Traveler Shadow was lucky enough to return home after quite a long and well-respected run as the captain, and the Commodore Mask of the Masked Maiden saw fit to place me in charge of the Traveler Shadow in his stead.
At the name of the mention of the Traveler Shadow, he listened to you, but like he looked over at another ledger and like took a finger and like scrolled down it and like looked like he found what he was looking for and tapped it, and then like continued listening to you. And then when you said Magistrate Mask of the Masked Maiden, you saw him kind of do it again, but he didn't go that much further, and he tapped it again and looked back at you and he goes, "Ah, yes, Major Mask.
Yes.
Yes.
So you are the new captain of the Traveler Chateau. Is that still to be a privateer ship?"
Yes, sir.
"Ah, so I would surmise that you are here for letters of marque. Is that true?"
That is correct, sir. We would like to do business with all races and creeds and every port if we can, if we're so obliged.
You see a warm smile go across his face. As he was listening to you, he prepared like a fresh piece of vellum, pulled out his a quill and an ink pot. And as you finish saying that, he looks up at you, still wearing his warm smile, beginning to dip the quill in the ink, and he says, "That is so heartening to hear, and I actually feel honored. It's not often a magistrate this far into the Olane gets the opportunity to scribe letters of marque for a newly minted captain. I would be honored. Let's see here. I think I still remember the protocol language, obviously." And he looks at you and he goes, "Obviously, if I get this wrong, the clerks downstairs will just fix it. But for ceremony, let's see here."
Hmm. Oh my god, I love
As he
him.
begins to scribe out this letter of marque for you and the Traveler Shadow and all officers and crew that would follow you to give you free pass and leave to privateer in the name of the Republic of Crann against all enemies and trespassers against the Republic. He's inking this out. He goes, "I do hope you understand the gravitas of this unfortunate war that we find ourselves in. Do you know much about it?" As he's like, he's like a quarter way through.
We know enough to keep our noses clean and stay away from any troublesome cannons we hear on the sea. We have a bit more troubles of our own, unfortunately. If you've heard much of the rising skeletal ships, we've been trying to get rid of those first.
So new. I have heard of fleeting stories that a ship of undead rises out of the ocean and gets dispatched in the most interesting of ways. Sails that are powered by an unearthly wind seemingly out of nowhere, and skeletons that don't die like your typical tomb-born skeletons. They just simply shatter and bones fall to the ground. We have heard of it, but alas, we are very wrapped up in this war. I'm beginning to fear that the Meridians are going to create a very loose alliance. It is hard for one polytheistic culture to another polytheistic culture to coexist, especially when the other culture is so vehemently against other religions. But we suppose I've heard stories of them fighting decently side by side. However, the intelligence and musings about what could happen at the outcome of this war could spell a three-way war, or perhaps an inner war between allies if we do bring Dirgan to heel.
Well, we understand
my.
that your resources are currently being used in a very necessary manner to keep your people safe. We have made port in all creeds, so we have been to Meresian ports, and yes, they do seem guarded at best to anyone outside of their own religion. I have heard that they are having inward problems of their own, though, a rising religious factor, not of the regular variety. I wouldn't say cult, but maybe.
You see him kind of like take a stop, put his quill down, and like look at you with like this is like he's hearing something for the very first time. He's like, "Really? Do you have that on good accord that the Meresian is facing perhaps what do you call these agitators? Help me here. Another religious figure that uprises current religious standings. What's the word for that?"
The zealot?
Yes, that is the word I would use, but I think he's
Yeah.
looking for something more official.
Oh, I got nothing.
A splinter cell, I guess, for lack of a better word. I maybe know it in Elvish. And he like dribbles off in Elvish something about something more close to like infidel and heresy.
Oh boy. Okay, I can get behind heresy.
That does sound about right. I recall us hearing word of it when we were by Chittenango and Onondaga, and I know that the Pearl Chain Islands have been... there's concerns.
Indeed. I can tell you that the loss of Dondera, the trade route that would come around the south of Avacava Island and flow through both Castillo Island up to Tone Island, has since faltered little by little. And with Dondera falling, I've had the magistrates of Clagrena and Casterwellen be a little bit more tight-fisted with the supply route. Thus, we are affected and have to make do. It was necessary to make an alliance with the Meresians, so that way we could get a more southerly trade route from Avondale down through the southern Olaine to come up through Gogay and Derricane. And again, us here in Tawnyard are affected, for we're the last stop on that supply train. So it's been increasingly hard. As he gets about 3/4 of the way down, he goes, "Miss Gilfane, when I order these letters of marque, I will gladly share with you a little bit of intel that I think might help our cause here, if you would be in good partnership with your major to carry out a little attack maybe for us. Obviously, the spoils of this would go to you, but we are looking for a little bit of advantage here.
I completely understand why you would be looking for any advantage possible, and I do apologize. Major Mask has made it abundantly clear that we keep ourselves out of the war so that we can not only supply our own ships with our own needs, but we also want to be in good standing with all ports, if possible. If you would like me to at least tell him of your offer, I would be more than happy to do so. However, he has made it very clear.
Well, yes. As he finishes the last of the letter of marque, he gives the paper a quick little wave in the air, then gently blows on it. And he turns around and presents it to you. And it's very well done in finery, very large letters in the top. Letter of marque at this day of the 20th of Lagos on 1573, penned by my hand, Magistrate Carl Lutheran. Hereby appoint Captain Primrose Gilfrane of the Traveler's Shadow and all her commissioned officers and loyal crew to be under the service of the Republic of Crann in all orders and matters pertaining to sea travels, sea naval combat, and it goes into a little bit of legalese of thereby allowed to certain things. As he hands this to you, he goes, very well. Let your Major Mask know that I have the precise intel of when the Diagon military payroll will be leaving New Frankfurt and making a run for Manulus and Ilion. I would want you all to intercept this military payroll. You are by all means allowed to take the entire continents for yourselves and split amongst your crews to however you have set fit. But after you've taken such a prize, I would ask that you would deliver an ultimatum to the governor of New Frankfurt. I believe I can possibly broker a peace agreement with Diagon that I think is needed for us to put in place in case the Meresians do indeed decide to turn on us.
Well, I will certainly give this information to my major post haste, and I will return with his answer.
Fantastic. That is great news. Well, if there's anything else I could help you with today, Captain Jolfane, Bridgestorm, please, by all means, ask. He kind of looks out the window and cranes his neck, and out his window, he has got a pretty good view of the docks. He goes, I do believe I'm expecting a ship in from the Empire today. I think I have an emissary that hopefully has a plan with an economic package for us.
Very exciting. Well, we won't take any more of your time. Thank you so much for the papers and for the meeting itself. It was a pleasure meeting you, Magistrate Curlithane.
He gets up to walk around the table and to shake your hand. He goes, Captain Jolfane, it was a pleasure and an honor to mint you letters of marque. Please go forth in good service to the Republic of Crann and do right.
We will do our best. Officer Bergstrom, let's make our way.
All right. I give a little nod and then I walk out.
Okay, once we get outside, I'm going to tell you two things. One, I absolutely loved that guy. However, there is no way we can do what he asked us to do.
Yeah. Not like the peace brokering.
I love the idea of peace brokering, but he wants us to immediately interfere with the war, which is what we have done the opposite of this entire time. Also, we have to try and save the world from ending. So that's a thing. But on a personal note, oh my god, I have my first letter of marque.
Yeah, congratulations, Captain.
I need to
Still good.
report to Mask ASAP with this information about the magistrate.
So as you head back down towards the docks to get back to the ships, to where you would expect to find Mask putzing around trying to put together his next set of plans. In the hour it takes you guys to get down to the docks district, just as the magistrate said, you see a rather large Netherian Empire ship come, reef sails, go oars, and like come into port. There's a small little military detachment waiting for them to arrive. There's like a little ceremony where the gangplank comes down, the captain comes off the board. You see who greets him on the docks is another elven admiral, whatnot. They shake hands. Another retinue of Empire soldiers follow suit, and this like mixed group unit then proceeds into town as additional gangplanks then come out, and the ship starts to unload, and it is like random people. You see block and tackles get set up, and like crates are coming off the ship now, and like a throng of people get off. You're not sure if this is like a merchant ship or like a refugee ship, but like immediately it just starts, the docks just start to get flooded with people.
Okay, he wasn't kidding when he said that he was expecting quite the Netherian emissary, but this is definitely more than just emissary things. What do you think, Birch?
That's a little heavy. I cut the veggies.
Yes, thank you for your insight.
I don't know how to accurately weigh in on this.
VC, you here?
Hey, VC, are you here?
Yep.
All right, we're going to switch the light over to you. VC, you just made port in Tawnyard, the Elven port. You caught this last ship out of Barrow. It is a grain supply shipment, but they also came along with a small detachment of soldiers and a ambassador of Barrow heading for Tawnyard at per request of the magistrate there. You just made port. They've already offloaded the soldiers, and the workers of the ship are moving about to unload their goods to sell them here in market. The ship's going to be here about 3 days. As you hit the docks, give me a perception check.
Pardon? Are you seeing?
Okay. There's so many people in your way as you try to get,
We're not so good at that anymore.
stretch your legs and look about. You see other ships about you, large, small, nothing as of notice, but you do know what you're looking for, last you heard, was headed this way.
Then I'm gonna stay in the area and kind of try to suss out where it is. Up and down the dock.
Yep, even with your score, you would be able to find the harbor master shop if you so choose.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's gonna know, it's gonna be him.
Certainly. When you get to the harbor master shop, there's a wood elf in there, and he seems to have 2 small high elf children working for him. As he taps the one, says, "Quickly run that over to Captain Halathane. They'll be waiting for that. And yes, go tell the fishermen that we can accept the afternoon day catch over at these docks." And as these kids like run out, the harbor master looks up at you and goes, "Oh, good afternoon, sir. Sorry, I don't see many of your kind. Welcome to Tawnyard. How may I help you?"
I'm looking for the masked maiden.
Ah, yes, the Masked Maiden. Just made docks just this morning, I do believe. Not under any business or pleasure. You'll find them over on Slip 32. If you head back out the door, you'll head in this direction. Take a right, you won't miss it. They are the only privateers that fly the white flag, and the 5 black stars.
Well, I'm told. Thank you.
Very well. Have a blessed day, sir.
I will
Following
head
the
out and fucking go find him.
Yep, following the harbor master's direction, it's just as he says it was. As you turn down the slip, you do finally see the brig and the galleon. As much as the flag on top is like dead, the flag on the back is displaying very proudly the white field, one large black star in the center, 4 accompanying black stars in the corners. You do see the crew mingling around a bit. Very small watch crew on deck as you approach.
On approach, I'd get to the gangplank and then try to hail any of the guards standing on the deck.
You see a sailor sitting there, like notice you. You see him like look further in on board where you can't see, and he kind of like jerks a thumb in your direction as another man approaches the top of the ship, and he's wearing like a half demon mask. And he looks over and he goes, "Hail, traveler! How can I help you?"
Looking for your captain. Might he be in?
Yeah, the captain's in. He's in with his officers right now. May I ask who's calling?
My name is Jurriko.
1 second, sir, Jurriko. And you see the half mask go by, disappear, and the guy who's still like remaining tries to like not impolitely stare, as like 2 other crew members after a second as the half mask left, like 2 other crew members kind of like try to play it like they're walking up casually, but they're craning their necks to like look over and look down and like get a glimpse of you.
Real,
And then once
real
they
quick aside, as just meaty rub, I thought this was a common race.
it is pretty common, but I will say like it
Not in this part of the world.
not in this part of the world. I'm trying to find
Okay.
my document.
I didn't want to go something super rare.
It's not super rare. It is common, because you're very tribalistic, but you know your kind has an ingenuity to like budding civilizations, really good defenders. Your kind is mostly known for flourishing out of Meresian lands, but like you are present in other nations. This is Crann, and I would say that recruitment-wise, both ships haven't done a whole lot for Meresian, but they do know of your time.
Roger. All right. Cool.
I would say it's. I'll whisper to you.
Okay.
I am dying of curiosity. What the fuck is he?
I'm gonna keep
Come
an eye out
on!
the rest of the port. Oh. Okay, I didn't think that'd be a big deal.
So Primrose, as you guys are on the Masked Maiden trying to find Captain Mask, a half mask comes up into your guys' where you guys are, and he goes, morning, officers. I'm sorry, Captain Primrose now. I was looking for Captain Mask. I think he's got a visitor. I don't recognize him. Do you guys want to handle this?
Handle
Pounder
it.
said that he would be busy today. Yeah, we're on it. Where is the
No,
visitor?
Captain. Allow me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, take the lead.
I walk out, and what do I see?
As you walk out on deck and you come over to the gangplank, down at the bottom of the gangplank is
The gangplank is. Oh, good Christ!
Bloodpaw.
That is fed in game.
a very tall, all white Leonin.
Puppy.
Welcome, sir.
How can I help?
DC, looking down at you is this half aquatic elf.
I give him a small wave. I'm looking for your captain. Are you one of the officers aboard this ship?
I am. Unfortunately, our captain is indisposed, so you can work through me. How may I be of service to you, Mr.
Jurriko, the Bloodpaw clan. I'm
Mr.
actually looking to join your crew, if possible.
Oh, yeah. Come on in. And I turn
That
around and I
was-
walk back into the cabin's quarters. I say, all right, I took care of it.
The crew that like were standing around you, like as you're like you say that and start to like casually walk back in, they like give you like this incredulous look, like what? Off the docks?
Hey, see the fucking size of that guy? You know what would happen if I said no?
And as Jurriko comes aboard, like the majority of the crew are like looking up, like whoa.
We've met Leonin
Stay here,
before.
Mr. Jericho. I will go get some of the other officers to properly introduce ourselves. And I run down to the cabin's quarters and I say, you're not going to fucking believe it. There's a giant version of Mask outside, and he's all white.
Giant.
I kind of look at the crew around me and like
Liam.
kind of shrug my shoulders and go, Is this normal?"
Yeah, hold on. Come on. Come. You got to see this. I like take her wrist and I like drag her up the stairs.
You can't be
Before
doing
the-
that anymore.
Before the aquatic sea elf comes back, one of the half masks does come by and says, "Listen, I've been sailing with this crew now for the better part of a year. There's nothing normal. They don't do anything by the books or anything you'd expect from any other ships. Not sure where you've come from, but you're gonna be in for quite a treat, man. Welcome aboard."
That's what I've heard.
And then I swing the door open from the lower deck. And I say,
Jericho, the aquatic elf comes back before you, and then another elf is with him.
Captain
Oh.
Jilfane, this is Mr. Jericho. Mr. Jericho, this is Captain Jilfane of the Traveler's Shadow. He is one of the other, he's in our crew now. She is the captain of one of our other ships. I thought you'd choose to get acquainted with Prim, so go say hi.
Greetings,
I
Mr.
give it-
Jericho.
Yeah, I bow.
Oh.
Kind of like until my head like kind of gets to her height.
Oh,
and
no
I-
need for all that. Formalities aside, wow, you're tall. Can we help you?
Yes.
Yeah, he's on the crew now.
What
Apparently so.
makes you want to join?
All of you, really. I've heard of your deeds and heard some of the stories, and I've been looking to find a way to gain citizenry in my own nation. And this
Oh.
seems to be one of the ways I can prove myself, not only to the clan, but to the nation itself. I do have
then-
experience with this, and I have my two-handed greatsword.
Did you? I'm sorry. Did you say you pulled out a two-handed greatsword?
I mean, I'm carrying it. It's like you
Okay,
can't miss it.
How tall is the sword itself? Can I ask?
Greatsword, what?
5.5
6 feet?
feet long, I think. 6 feet long. Almost as tall as I am, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, he's big, strong man.
My character's
And-
5'7". Your sword's bigger than me.
Yes.
I am a foot taller than you.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh well.
a foot and 3 inches.
I will
Oh, yeah.
tell you, Captain Mask is he's gonna be very excited to welcome you aboard. I'll tell you that. You guys have more in common than you
Nope.
think.
He
Um,
also a fighter.
He's not as tall as you. No, he's not. No.
you'll see when you get there. You don't want to spoil it. He's good people.
He's good
Um,
people.
One
Mask
thing-
is only 2 inches taller than Birchstorm, by the way.
Yeah, no, he's small.
Yeah, that's not what we
well-
mean at all.
Well, I mean, I'm still relatively tall, but yeah. Anywho,
I thought it was.
a couple things before you get acquainted with the ships and whatnot.
We are a privateer ship, so we don't fight for any one nation. This is more of a commerce thing that we have going on. Yeah, we get into some pretty funky skidoos every once in a while, um, and we're happy to help people where we can. But I just want to make sure that you said you were part of Clan, and that's pretty cool. But we're not going to favor any nation in these islands. Are you okay with that?
Coming from a mercenary family, that suits me just fine.
Okay. Little exposition for you. That's nice, isn't it, Prim? Anyway, I don't know if do we have any lodgings that are like big enough for him.
As you say that, a familiar spiritual bird tweets out past you all as suddenly a very large and very quick black shadow of a figure pounces out of the riggings towards this poor bird.
Ah, it's Mr. Jacobs.
Mr.
That's
Jacobs!
Displacer
that's
Beast successfully snags the spiritual bird, and the thing poofs out of midair. Mr. Jiggums then rustles its tentacles and proudly stretches its shoulders and celebration, yeah, I just killed it again. And then it takes Jurriko in for the first time, and you see it crane its head to the side and huh? And then tests the air. You see its nose and whiskers go to sniff. At the same time it does the sniffing, you see the barbs on the other side of its tentacles also do this kind of testing of the air kind of thing. As Mr. Jiggums takes a cautionary couple of steps over towards Jurriko, still smelling the air, not giving him direct eye contact, comes within a hand reach away from Jurriko and
I would have been
sticks its
backing
neck
up.
out. And
No,
he's
no,
just
don't
sniffing.
move.
He's just sniffing.
Mr. Jiggums is friendly. That's our captain's pet.
As she says pet, you see Mr. Jiggums on his first four legs stretch all the way out, keeps his hind legs up as he does a good downward dog, and the tentacles kind of also ring themselves left and right, in windshield wipers. As Mr. Jiggums then comes out of the downward dog stretch and then sits back on its hind legs and then lifts up its middle paw and starts licking it and then throwing it behind his ear.
All right, during the stretch, it's mandatory that I say, "Ooh, big stretch." Good,
Yeah,
good, Mr. Jiggles. And I give him a big old pet. I'm gonna miss you, buddy. I'm gonna be sad being on a different boat than you.
Also, this Displacer Beast is wearing a hat.
A purple hat with a feather in it. Oh, he's so dapper.
A little pat. Yeah. So this is our Commodore or Major Masks. Pet Displacer Beast. Yes, I am aware that this is not a typical pet, but you will find out that the way we live is relatively atypical. Our crew is usually in good spirits. We do everything we can to take care of every person on each vessel, and that includes you now. So, yeah, man, welcome aboard.
Yeah, welcome.
I may regret this decision.
Maybe.
Well,
But
we haven't left port yet, so
You are welcome for as long as you feel like being here. We will not keep you from whatever destiny you choose. We have people come and go from each port. We also offer a pretty good retirement package because we have a couple farms where others have retired too. So, if your Netherian citizenship bores you later, you're always welcome with us if you feel like it.
as the old saying goes, we'll see. But
good
thank
enough.
That's fine by
you for
us.
the warm welcome.
I'm gonna go get food ready, and I guess we're gonna make an extra big plate. And I just squeeze the dude's bicep. This big man. All right, I'll be
He's
downstairs.
touchy. Yeah, good luck with that. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them as to the best of my ability.
Which boat will I be on?
Well, considering Officer Bertram just mentioned making you an extra big plate, I assume that he assumes you'll be on this one. But once you talk to Captain Mask, you can get properly oriented with which you'd prefer, honestly. I mean, we have room on either boat. We'll make room for your stature. We'll make it work.
I'm accustomed to sleeping outside if that is preferable.
If you'd like to, but we have pretty comfy hammocks, if that interests you. But we do still go through pretty bad weather, though I'm sure that doesn't bother you all that much.
I don't care for the rain,
Hmm.
but I think it'll work itself out.
Welcome aboard. Would you like me to give you a tour of this ship? I only recently left it, so I know it quite well.
Am I, not to be crass, but am I replacing you here?
Oh, no. I just got an unexpected promotion to captain of the other ship, hence why I'm happy to answer questions, and you're more than welcome on the other ship if this one doesn't suit your needs. But here, let me show you around. Do you have any special skills?
Could you be more
Boating skills.
specific?
Boat skills.
Yes, boat skills. This ship recently lost their medical officer because that's what I was before the promotion. So if you have any medicinal propensity.
No, I'm usually on the other end of that.
Well, we could always use a harm assist, as it were.
Some first aid, no doubt, but nothing beyond that.
All right. Well, considering the great sword, I'm assuming your strengths lie in strength.
A correct assessment, Captain. I also wield several other weapons should the need arise.
Versatility is always welcome, especially on the battlefield. And we do have a tendency to find trouble. Currently, we are finding the undead on the seas. Have you had any experience there?
Undead, yes. On a boat, not as much.
You did say. May I ask where the Bloodpaw clan comes from?
We hail from Bond. Not all of my family is there at any given time, or throughout the Olane.
Oh, Athlone. We've been there on multiple occasions. Lovely place.
I heard. I hope it isn't too odd to mention I followed you here.
No, we get followed a lot, actually. Anyway, yeah, we have had nothing but pleasant experiences, with the Netherian Empire, and we do enjoy a good visit with the, viceroys there. We just, the previous captain of the Traveler's Shadow, made nice with, the very sweet lady from Barrow. So,
No, I am still fairly new to the Olane itself, but we do call the Empire home. I have a certain propensity towards it, but as you say, I don't hold any ill will against any other nation.
yeah, well, that's all we ask. We all come from somewhere, so it makes sense that you would have preference with your home. I'm trying to think of where you might fit in. You know multiple weapons, so perhaps quartermaster?
That sounds
Whatever
good.
you see fit.
Are you good with paperwork? Well,
I cannot write.
fair enough. Honestly, hey Pella! And I wait until Pella can show up.
Oh no, I forgot about Ella.
Coming up from the bottom deck, out of the middle hole, a bluish-greenish sea goblin pokes his head up and sniffs the air and goes, yeah, Primrose.
Ah, Pella, my favorite goblin. We have a new, uh, a new addition to the Masked Maiden family.
Oh my god, a walking ice cap.
Oh my god.
Right, let's be nice. He's new. You can
He's a mountain.
You can ease into the jokes, Pella. We're trying to make a good impression.
As soon as I see the goblin,
No. There's no need. We love Pella. He's been nothing but good to us.
You see him like when Bloodpaw does that, he crouches down. You immediately see him like his hand goes to his other hand that the captain like stabbed, and then you see his like leg kind of twitch where Alex did the sadistic testing with V1.
Okay, I immediately
strength.
stand in front of Pella. I'm like, no, I love him. Please be nice. Let's not.
I am not made of ice.
Oh man, I bet you got it in your veins though.
Hello. This guy could eat you as a snack. Please stop.
I can see that. I'm very scared. This is a defense mechanism.
Pella, do you have any idea of where he might fit in this ship? Please, I was thinking quartermaster because he knows a lot of weapons.
Gunner's crew, maybe. I don't know. Quartermaster sounds good if he knows where to get things, but he sounds boarding party.
Boarding party.
Yeah, he'd make a good boarding party guy.
Yeah. Close combat. Are you comfortable
You ever
with that?
swung from the rigging before?
Pella.
It's similar to jumping out of a tree, then yes.
Absolutely. See? I told you. Boarding party.
Well, how do you feel about that, Mr. Jurriko?
I feel like that would suit my strengths.
Lovely. So it works for everyone. I'm sure Captain Mask will be elated to have you aboard. Fella,
Coming
again,
coming
please,
out
on the
of
jokes.
the officers' quarters, Winston comes around and it's like, and then finally notices Bloodpaw and goes, that explains the roar. How do you do, sir?
Hello.
Winston comes over and stands next to Primrose, and he kind of like whispers, like, "Who's this?"
New friend, Jurriko Bloodpaw, and he is happily joining our team.
Oh, welcome aboard, Jurriko. He extends his hand. The name's Winston.
I will extend both my paws and grab his and shake it up and down.
So Winston now goes flying.
Thanks. Do they do that in your tribe?
Shake hands? Yes.
Oh, then he kind of reaches and puts his other hand out and until the shaking
not
stops.
with both hands. That's a respectful greeting. But I take no offense in it.
All right. Very well. It's very nice to meet you, Winston. Very. Pardon me. I was just reading what was on the screen. Winston goes, "Well, it's very nice to meet you, Jurriko. Welcome aboard. Let's show you around. I think if I heard that's correct, that's what you're doing." And then Palace beeps up, "Me boarding party. I'm gonna make sure we got good ropes."
Thank you, Pella.
Pella's a nice guy.
Before Pella heads back down, he pokes back up and goes, tattoos are hard on Leonin, I think, too, by the way.
I
By
don't...
the fur.
Okay.
Oh my god.
He's trying to be helpful, Mr. Jurriko. Don't mind him.
Is he gonna tattoo me?
He apparently knows a lot of tattoo artists, and he's made it a habit of finding quality tattoos for a lot of our shipmates. So if you're interested, I'm sure he knows a guy. He almost always knows a guy.
I run my paw through my fur, and it's a little long, but like, where would it'd be covered immediately?
I don't think that's the concern. I have heard that there are magical tattoos that help with armor, but don't take my word for it. I haven't done it.
I'll take it into consideration.
Botherations.
Lovely. Let's get you better
Moderations.
acquainted with the ship. Winston, you're more of a talker, so you feel free.
Winston,
Rob,
no.
you can do this
Shucks.
for me.
Yeah. Well, let me show you below deck. I'll show you where the crew quarters are. The galley's important. I don't know if you met Bridgestorm Woodfin yet, but he's a hell of a cook. I've seen this elf do some amazing things with just ship rations.
Oh, you.
Watch your head.
How much space do I have between the two decks, Rob?
If you ever go, like, only in probably the officers' quarters and the captain's quarters could you stand up straight. When you go to like second deck, third deck, and like the bilge deck, like you are like hunched over, like bent over. I mean, even
Oh,
Bridgestorm a
no.
little bit has to like bend his head down to avoid the beams overhead.
Oh, that sucks.
All right.
But when like you get to the galley and you find like a spot to sit down, you can like sit comfortably.
Okay. Well, yeah, I have met Officer Woodfin. He
Oh, great.
did the I don't know if you call it in dock, but he said hi. I said hello. I'd like to join you, and he said, "Yeah, all right."
Oh,
That
yes.
certainly sounds like Woodfin. Well, you're lucky. There used to be, I don't know where he is now, probably stuck in some port pit fighting, but there used to be a little rock gnome around here who swore up and down that you had to arm wrestle him first.
Get on the ship.
To be a part of the crew, yeah. If you're going to be a boatsman, mate, this little gnome put you in the ring and you'd have to wrestle him.
You could join either way. He just liked to wrestle.
I see. Well, if I ever see him, I don't have any opposition to the matter. I
Oh,
do
my.
have to grab a few
He would
things
not oppose it either.
from my ship coming in. I didn't know how this was go, so I did not bring all my equipment.
Do you need any help getting it all here? We're more than happy.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. I'll be fine.
Well, let's get you a room. I do apologize. It's not tall enough in here. It's really not.
If it's any matter to any of the other crew, I could easily sleep up on top of one of the masts or on the deck itself.
You just said you don't like the rain. We wouldn't want you to get
I will
uncomfortable.
find shelter from the rain. I am not a child.
Winston waves his hand. He goes, "No, Jurriko, there's no reason for you to sleep outside. There's plenty of officer quarters on either vessel, and I'm sure if the bed is not to your liking, we have an artificer around somewhere. We can easily have him do a quick little woodworking job, and we'll make the bed larger. I'm sure we can accommodate you."
Brilliant as always. Yes. My brother Alex would probably be more than happy to have another thing to fix.
I wasn't aware there was a brother and sister aboard this crew.
There's not. He sort of adopted. You'll meet him. He'll love it. It's fine.
Ah. Well. I have done some research on this crew before coming this way, but I had not heard that.
Ooh, what has been said about us? I have a feeling not all of it's good.
You guys fucking suck.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be here if you guys
depends on
sucked.
who you ask.
The story is very greatly, but mostly positive. I paid more attention to the, snafus, as it were, melees. But you go many places, do great things. So, now we've also heard of Coral Fortress, of course. But there have been some not so nice things, of course, as you may have said, but jealousy is unbecoming.
Oh, I like you already. We've got quite a few stories of our own. Do you have questions or clarifications that you would like on these stories? Not everything that everyone says is true.
Maybe in time. I'd like to form my own opinion first.
Smart.
Well, if there's not anything else, I'll go retrieve my equipment.
All right. Well, like we said, if you need any help, I am a druid. I can literally turn into a horse to help you with your bags. Be no trouble.
You can turn into what?
I give her a
horse?
weird look like, the captain's gonna help me by turning into a horse? I
I'm
gotta look at
still
Winston.
not used to being captain. I want to be helpful.
No, I get it, but with that, I will head off.
Okay.
There's also one thing I'd like to pick up in town, Rob, if it is possible.
Okay. What you got?
Go
A
ahead.
heavy, oh god, a heavy crossbow.
Heavy crossbows are available.
Then I would like to pick one up and several bolts.
With the economy going on here, the heavy crossbow is going to come out to like 55 gold. And then for bolts, they do sell 20 at a gold and 2 copper. And then you would need the case to go with them if you wanted to have more than 20, but a case is going to cost you one gold, 2 copper as well.
I just give him 2 gold for the arrows, or the bolts and the case. Call it even.
Okay.
Alright, cool. Good enough for me. But if I'm coming back to the boat, I'm bringing a shield, a short sword, a heavy crossbow, several daggers, hand axe. There's a whole bunch of shit.
She's got a whole armory.
When you walk through town, the small elvish kids look up at you in like amazement, and like they try to play this game where they try to climb on top of like different overhangs or like low roofs and try to run along and keep pace with you and try to look you in the eye because you're so tall.
I'll just look down right at him and just give him a big old toothy smile.
And they like scatter. They're like, "Oh my god, did you see those bangs?
Oh my god.
He's a meat eater for sure."
Yeah.
There's so many cats.
Alright, well, I'm good. Let's see if you've got anything else for me. That's all I needed to pick up.
All right.
Character sheet, don't be like this.
Okay.
Winston looks over at you, Primrose, and says, since we haven't been here, do we want to look for any kids? The missing ones? The sold ones?
Let me check the list. Well, not my usual list, the other list.
He's got several
I
lists.
have several lists.
When do you plan to share the other list with Bloodpaw?
Well, I shouldn't scare him off this easy. And I did tell him about the undead ships, but I failed to mention the whole, saving the world bit. But you know what? He sounds like he's up for anything.
Does this guy know how to party or what?
I mean, he'll definitely come in handy. Big sword.
Yeah, I saw. It's almost as big as me.
Yeah, well, I mean, considering we might have lost our little gray bullet, it'll be helpful, for sure.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure that gray bullet will come around once we hit the right port and find the right fighting pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope he's gotten his dreams to come true with all the fighting, but, he's resilient. And he's going to be so excited to meet Jurriko.
Also, I have prepared lunch. It is salmon steaks.
I love fish.
Yes, but not for you. You have this one, and I pull out like like a baking tray instead of a plate. He just gets a baking tray, and it's a half cut like swordfish that's been like very lightly seasoned because I know the captain has like a sensitive nose when it comes to like over spicing stuff.
Mm.
And there you go, man.
I rip it into pieces with my hands and just shove it into my face.
I person
Very
hasn't
good.
I haven't beamed this much in a bit. He likes the cooking.
I think we will be good friends.
Yeah, maybe. Well, time to clean.
I'm going through the ledger. Tawnyard. Oh. Winston, you beautiful thing. Yeah, there's quite a few here. Quite a few fencers.
Oh, yes.
7 kids. 4 fencers.
What?
Oh, welcome back. You got your things?
I've been eating fish.
Sorry. I'm a bit of a list maker. Got distracted. How's the fish? Good? Oh, wow, you seem to
Very.
enjoy it. Okay. Oh,
Bones and everything.
yeah. Well, you know what? You'd figure I'd be used to messy eaters with Kato. Oh, you still have to meet Kato. Alright, you're not allergic to otters, are you?
What's an otter?
Oh. Okay, well, then the likelihood. Well, we'll see. Are you good with animals? I know you were a little, iffy about Mr. Jacobs.
That is a displacer beast, madam, and a dangerous one at that.
Oh, he's just a big baby.
I think Mr. Jacobs is probably the best analogy for our boat, but in reverse, where he looks terrifying, but he's really a big softy. We all don't look terrifying, but we've done a lot of pretty hectic shit.
Yeah, you showed some Sahagin the power of the sun.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
heard about that. Was it actual sunlight?
No, it was actually it was a cooking pan.
It was an angry crockpot.
Yeah.
At this, I looked slightly very confused.
Yeah. Well, so I pull out the other pan that I forget his name. The other guy gave me. He's gone. And I go,
He's dead now.
yeah, I have object permanence issues. So the last captain of the other boat gave me a walk like this one. It was actually like one of the first things we did together. And the one I was given, I could set the temperature to whatever I wanted, just by telling it. And I just said surface of the sun, and it nuked like an entire castle plus worth of Sahagin. But they also took my mom and dad, so like they had it coming.
A fair trade.
I think they got off easy.
Well, all right.
But yeah, you're in for a treat, man. Yeah, you won't be bored here, that's for sure.
What about the what was it? The demon on Namaku Island.
Oh, the monkey fuck dungeon. You remember that one?
The
Prim?
what?
Alright, you don't gotta call it that.
Oh, that's what our artificer called it, and he said it so many times that now it's just a knee jerk. Yeah, we went into a cave to explore, and there were kobolds, and we ended up going there several times. And on the last time, they're like, "Hey, can you clear it out?" And I met like a Jinn water spirit. He's a friend of mine now.
Woodfin
Um,
raises a hand and goes, I'm sorry, Woodfin. Jurriko said New Mako Island. The gorilla fuck dungeon where the kobolds all are is the small island south of Fraser Island. I think he's talking
oh my
about.
god, that's right. How silly of me. There are so many
Yeah.
demons that we've killed. Which one was that again, Prim?
I look at
Winston
Winston.
leans over to Prim and says, "The one with the nightmares."
Oh,
Oh.
yep. The sheep, and when our artificer put his hand in acid. Yeah, good times. I really
The
don't
Nightmare
understand.
Island.
Yeah.
You have been there.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know
we're the
it?
ones who. Yeah, we fixed it.
Now, I am also somewhat new to the old lane. I mix islands up sometimes. It's hard to keep them all straight.
Yeah, you telling us.
And I hear you are vehemently anti-slavery to the
Oh,
point of
that is
violence.
an understatement. Yes, we are.
Oh, good.
If it needs killing and it's a bad guy, we'll kill it. We once shot a 2-headed shark in half. That was cool.
Yeah, well,
Truly.
the nightmares that plagued Dairy Cane got them to bring their women and children off of that port just for the Solviers to take 2 ships worth of innocent people and put them into slavery. So my ledger of children is a list of the names of fencers who have bought and sold kids.
I look at her to the list, and then kind of at everyone else at the table. This an ongoing project.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I would like us to help as many people as we can. And unfortunately, kids have been wrapped up in the most evil and heinous of situations, which is slavery.
And I see that.
Of course.
Rob, would I know any of the ones from Athlone, if there are any? Let me quick think.
Athlone had
So the
Ban and
foil
Foil.
one is taken care of.
Yep.
What about Bond specifically?
Bond, I'm looking at it for now.
So Ashworth and Danford are on Bond.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bond is the one they took care of.
Mhm.
Foil
Okay.
is the one. So they took care of the 2 and the set. Yeah, the 8 and Bond, Ashworth and Danford. Those you guys did actively track
Yes,
those 2
we
down.
tracked
But
them.
yeah, it's Gillingham and Ishram in Foil that have not been sought. Give me a history check at advantage for being Netherian.
Oops, that was you. I'm sorry.
Kitty hands. So silly.
19. Yeah.
With a
Friends.
19, you know of both names, and you know Ishram is a fencer, and not even a Thieves Guild fencer. He is like definitely backroom, the worst kind of person. Like you only go to him if you're desperate, or if like the Thieves Guild turned you away. If the item it is so hot, it's hot. Or if you are so mad, like if like people are like want to like bump somebody off, they would go to Isham. And you do know that his favorite drinking establishment is the Pink Anchor.
Would it be fair to say he hires some of us as bodyguards?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
there might be 1 or
Captain,
2 in his retinue.
I have some intimate knowledge of this one right here.
Well, if you would be so kind as to inform us of where we can find anyone on this list so that I can send them to their makers, that would be much obliged.
Well, I'll do it myself.
Oh, how would you know of this person?
I've seen and heard of him.
Hmm.
He hires our clan sometimes.
Hmm.
Not me personally, but you know, it's a big clan.
Well, you did say mercenary, and where the money's good, I assume that you worked for a variety of people, yes?
We have moved away from some of that, but some of them see coin is coin, and
Mm.
money talks. So there are
Yes, you
some
wouldn't knowingly
dark
work
dealings.
for slavers, would you?
We don't ask, but it isn't hard to figure it out either.
Hmm.
So I personally do not partake. I cannot say the same for some of my cousins or uncles.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right. Well, I appreciate the honesty, at least.
Pella holds up his scarred hand. He goes, "They don't like slavers."
Yes, but we also occasionally believe in redemption, right, Paolo?
Pella looks down at his scarred hand, rubs it. Yeah, yeah. Surprisingly.
Yeah, well, you work towards being a better person every day, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, and you didn't kill me and give me the blue.
Yeah, even though you offered, that was unnecessary.
Well, I didn't offer you to kill me. I just offered you to get me up as like prisoner exchange. I don't want to die.
I know you don't want to die, but you pretty much risked your life for it, which, very noble, but questionable.
I have faith in you all.
That means a lot. But yes, you said you know this name, Isham?
Yes.
He's only seemed to have fenced one kid from when I got this information, but one is one too many. So, the next time we visit Foyle, hopefully we can track that one down and see justice done. There seems to be 7 here in Tawnyard, so we can either take this information directly to the guards here. However, we don't really have any proof, and if we were to warn or to tell the guards, they may purposely or not so purposely warn the fencers that they're on to them.
Mm. You thought about just kicking their door in.
None of us know this place all that well to say for certain where these people are. And if we kick in their door and even bring them justice ourselves, that still means that the children are missing and still enslaved. These are the sellers, but they may not be with the sellers anymore.
Then I will leave the planning to you.
Hmm. Damn, we used to have such a really helpful, sneaky guy who was good at getting information. But hey,
Not anymore. I'm sucking
Bertram.
down lives, bitch.
Bertram, you're
Yes.
you're quite the rogue. Would you happen to know the best way to get information? I have a feeling you're gonna say the Thieves Guild.
That or Fios. I mean, Fios is the most like direct line for information, especially if we don't have like any leads.
That's true, but I hate to tell you, Commodore Mask is the one with the Dun spheres, and he is indisposed currently.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can go look for a thieves guild in this budding town.
Oh, well,
Which,
you'd never have to go alone.
yeah, come on, we're going. And you too, Jeremy,
Jurriko.
Jericho, Jeremy.
Maybe I should get a hat while we're in town.
Say my name and you'll get that sword back. That
that's
sword is gone.
that sword is gone. It's Dr. Feathersby.
Ooh.
Sorry, that's a stupid inside D&D joke. Yeah. So, a half elf, a half sea elf, and a biped lion go for a stroll.
So, come here often.
This is my first
No.
visit here, and it is probably so far my favorite Crann port we visited. It's very humble. I like it.
Sorry, that was rhetorical. I was just trying to make a joke like we don't fucking know each other and you're taking me places now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
well, what better way to get acquainted? Have you ever been to a Thieves Guild before?
No.
Oh,
I'm
well, staying with
not.
us, you will get fondly familiar.
Very well.
Birch, see any symbols?
Birch
Do I
Storm. With knowing of Crann, you may give me a perception check at advantage. Primrose, since you know a little bit, give me just a normal perception check.
Oh, boy.
Jeremy. Perception check.
Oh, I can't.
That's no. Rob, I'll send you a link to that later. You'll get a kick out of it. It's a one shot.
Okay.
Advantage. Perception. What do my special I see?
You are so distracted by this big hunk of cat meat.
I don't like any way you said that.
And neither do I. I'm the cat meat.
Yeah, I can see it. I see something.
Oh my god.
You're just,
Oh, that hurt.
this follows like the list thing. You're very goal oriented. This tracks.
We got a thing to
Jen,
do. It has to do with saving kids. I am here for it.
Did you just spit your drink all over your?
No. It took everything in me to not spit it out, and it hurt my face to hold it in.
Bridgestorm, as you all begin searching, you start to see like empty loot, dangerous locale, protected by Thieves Guild, and then as you're like trying to ascertain, like, well, if this is protected by Thieves Guild, Primrose immediately sees the Thieves Guild logo etched into the bottom cornerstone of a home across the street.
Hey, Birch, is that it?
Yeah, that's
As
it.
she points it out, it's correct.
Yeah, look at you, you little thief, you little rogue, you little scoundrel.
Nope,
Look at you
I'm gonna take that as an insult. Let's go.
Well, I meant it in a nice way. Jesus.
I know, but I'm the most honest among us.
Which isn't saying much. That's like saying you're the fastest person at the one-leg race.
Wow.
The glass houses and stones and all that is.
You're gonna need to be the one talking though, because I don't know Thieves Camp. So.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so I head towards where the symbol is.
The symbol, as you go to it, and you go to the door that's underneath the keystone, it's got the crisscross glass veins on the front. And you do the Thieves Guild thing, and you give it the knock.
All right.
Door slides open just a bit, as there are two chains that prevent it from going all the way open. A wood elf with an eye patch leans off to the side and looks at you, and Thieves Guild goes, how's the weather out there?
And I say, I just got in from port, and I don't know the challenge and pass.
Do you say it in Thieves Camp, though? Okay. the elf kind of gives a chuckle and says, I had a beba, and in Elvish it came to you. Like, give me a second. As he closes the door, you hear like the chains fall off the door, and he opens it wider, and he jerks his head. He's like, come on in. Keep your hands to yourself.
A cannon blast hits me through the door. No, all right. Yeah, come on in, guys. I knew the password.
Oh wow, this is nice.
You go down the steps, and behind, it's very shallow. And as you go behind the curtain, you enter into what just looks like a very cozy restaurant. There's a couple of elves in one corner. On the table is like a merchant scale. They're obviously, he looks like gemstones to a weight, and they're getting paid money for it. Another guy just kind of sits there idly, twirling his pipe in his hand, looking at the fire. And as you guys are standing there for the first time, coming past this curtain, a very tall drow in a chef's apron comes out carrying a plate of food, and he puts it in front of the guy with the pipe. And he looks over at you and he goes, "Oh, get yourself a table. I'll be with you guys in a moment."
All right.
Thank you. And I
Okay.
sit down at the closest empty table.
You see the chef talking a low voice with the guy with the pipe, and then he gets up, looks over, gets a count of you three, walks over to the fireplace, pulls down 3 mugs, and you see him reach into the fire and pull up a ladle of something, and he slashes it into each 3 mug. Comes walking over, snaps off these branches off this plant that's growing on the wall, and you see him drop a twig into each one of the cups, and he comes, places it all one down in front of each 3 of you, spins a chair around and sits down and goes, "Well, I see you found the Thieves Guild of Tawnyard there, but fellas and lady, enjoy your first free drink as for the visit. How can I help you all with services rendered?"
Prim, go ahead. You can. These cans really just for the entry.
You. Am I allowed to be
yeah,
honest?
don't worry about it, love. We're not going to talk that posh thieves cant down here. We speak the common here, the people's language. How do you do?
Notice me, senpai.
There.
Notice
Every
me.
Thieves Guild this cozy.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yes,
not all of
lovely
them, but
place.
they're all pretty welcoming, man.
I've heard quite the opposite.
Well, you gotta see it with your own eyes.
Sir, what's the common way to trade here? I know that some people work with spheres, some with gold, some with gems.
All are applicable. If you're looking for the information broker, he's around back smoking some more cider. But if you got spheres to trade, he's the one connected to the web. However, if you're dealing with anything through the Thieves Guild natural ways, coinage, trade bars, gems, magic items, paintings, artwork, whatever you want.
Yeah.
How about your largest ale?
No alcohol on the premise. We're a Thieves Guild.
Fuck!
Well, are you originally from Tawnyard?
All my life.
So you would consider yourself well connected, I hope?
I'm so well connected, I'm virtually plugged into everywhere.
Nice.
Wonderful. If I were to theoretically give you some names that I would need more information on finding said people, how comfortable do you think you would be selling that information?
Ma'am, there's not a ledger in this town I haven't seen with my own eyes.
That's comforting. So if I were to say I have a ledger of names of fencers who have sold children, then you would be comfortable knowing these things?
At the mere mention that it says you have a ledger of children, he looks at you cold. And he then reaches out, pulls all your drinks back, and says, "I'm sorry. We don't actually work in that line. You can go elsewhere."
No.
That's
Not
comforting. We're looking
Yeah.
for fencers who have dealt with slavery, and we would like to see them justice.
"Oh my heavens!" as he hands each L back. "Well then, blessed be the gods of all of us pointy-eared brethren and sisters. Absolutely, let's bring some justice to some people-hating folks." So, unfortunately, I wish I did, because I would already have some hits out on these folks, but if you have names, perhaps I know.
Well, considering your reception, and I have a feeling that we have similar interests, I'm more than happy to not only give you this information free of charge so that I can buy the information from you myself. I will make you an entire copy, because the more good people that know of these names, the better that we can see them to justice.
Believe me, you give me the names of anybody here in Tanya that's traded stock, humanoid stock and of bondage people. I'm going to make sure each one of them gets their name in the little black book of some unsavory folks.
Oh, you and me are gonna get along just fine. And I write down the names and the number of children that they have fenced. So, Westhead, Unwin, Scowcroft, and Tappenden. Do any of these sound familiar to you, sir?
Again, he looks at you with a smile. There's not a ledger I've not seen in this town. I know all four.
Oh, thank goodness. So, where might we be able to find these gentlemen?
Oh, hold on. He gets up, he strolls to the back table where the guy's got the scales. He's already paid the one guy that was there working with, getting paid, fencing, and that guy's already left. He leans in, whispers to the other guy. You know, the guy behind the merchant scale looks at him real quick with like, are you serious? He reaches over, undoes like a lockbox, and you see him like plop down like 4 large red stones. And he just hands them off to the guy. And he goes, "Yikes!" He points to the hearth, and as he walks by, that guy gets up and sloshes whatever was in the pot in the fire into his cup and heads back to the table. As the Thieves Guild Master comes back and puts 4 very large ruby gemstones in front of you, each one worth 250 gold.
All right, we were on an I'm confused now, sir.
You gave me the names. I'm going to put all 4 of these names in a black book. This is worth gold. And I'm going to give you the exact information I have on these folks.
Oh, I'm very interested in helping these children. I don't need payment for that. I just want them safe.
Well, here's what I know. Are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so Westhead, I know the cat. The cat, and he looks over at Jurriko. Sorry, no offense. He's not actually a Leonin or Tabaxi for that instance. No, but he's a little conniving widow.
Little. Okay. All right, conniving wood elf. Go on.
Yeah, Westhead. He's a conniving little wet elf. He works for the Holla family. You know, if you don't know anything about the Holla family, they run all the fishing businesses in almost every Crann port. You can find him 2 hovels down from the fishmongers. That one is so slippery. That actually makes a little sense. I actually maybe seen a couple underage workers down there gutting fishes. That kind of despicable. Unwin. Unwin's going to be a little bit more interesting to get at, too. I know he is somebody that some of the magic vendors around here use to make connections to folks. He's one of those connected individuals, one of those highborn elves. He's probably the only one that walks around with fine linen and silks, and he thinks he goes to all the parties. I think the last time I talked about it, he remembered some party in Cloglarena. Annoying to no end. Unwin, you can find him usually over at the Golden Pony. Scowcroft now, I think he's an arms... Yes, nope, he is. He's an arms dealer, so you'll find him over at Tackle and Barrel. Tackle and Barrel, great flintlocks if you're ever in the market. Smooth bores, rifle bores, they do it all there. Fantastic stuff. Scowcroft, though, he's usually the one that's intermediary between the black powder market dealers with the Meresians. And then Tappenden... Well, if you want to, we can go to the bar that Tappenden runs right now. If we want, we can make him drown in his own ale. I don't care for the piss he's selling.
Well, you are a well of information, and it's much appreciated. You're saying that Tappenden would be the easiest to find out of all of them, yes?
Absolutely, he's the easiest to find out of all of them. He's at the Mating Dragons.
As far as I know, these are all fencers. Do you know where Tappenden might have sold said persons? It seems like he only sold one, but that's also one too many, so.
There's only one way to ask him.
Well, I'd rather rip him to shreds, but yes, we'll have to ask him. All right, well, Officer Birch, Jurriko, any thoughts, additions?
I want to go murder these people.
I would, would love to, but we need to prioritize the safety of the kids first. So knowledge and then justice.
Yeah. I would say compile all of that information so we could send it back to Captain Mask, and then he can make a decision as to where to go from there.
And just so we're on even ground, pleased to meet you, Grandmaster Flack.
Grandmaster Flash
Flack.
from Run DMC. Oh, Flack. I was like, oh my god,
Mm.
I'm
It
such a big fan.
is not only a pleasure to meet someone of your stature, it's also a pleasure to meet someone who is on the right side of justice. We've unfortunately been dealing with a multitude of slavers, as it were, and I would like to find them all.
Running in the trade of flesh is too hot of a price. Stolen gemstones, jewelry, artwork, easy peasy. We even do legitimate work, but we cross the line at some of that despicable stuff. Hell, I heard of some archmaid trying to buy a whole bunch of kids. Took them from some secret island for some secret experiments in the dark arcane arts. He spits in the ground. Disgusting, I tell you.
Yeah, actually, we saw one of those and saved a few kids from it.
Yeah, but we didn't get to save them all.
You all
Yes.
deserve sainthood with the gods.
No, just normal people. But I appreciate it.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry,
you
did you
might.
say you were a Grandmaster?
Guildmaster Flash.
Guild
What is
Master.
the leader
Thieves
of-
Guild Master.
Oh, Thieves Guild Master. Oh,
What is
Okay.
the Guildmaster doing out here serving patrons?
Hmm.
It's my Thieves Guild. And, wanted to make this place a little bit more comfortable other than like some seedy bar den. That's why it's a strict dry policy here. Business, a little comfort, lay low from the law, enjoy your time, head back out there, a little pep in your step, a little cheerfulness. How's the drinks?
it's good.
I've been a bit distracted. I take a sip. What is it?
It's hot cider, but it's not alcoholic.
This is fantastic. You're
And it was a sprig of Atamo cane that he put in the cups.
Hey, this is great. This place is probably the most beautiful Thieves Guild we've seen in our travels.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much for the compliment.
I hold out my pipe. Do you mind?
Do you need a light?
Sure.
He reaches down through his pocket, pulls out a tinder box, strikes against it to help you light your pipe.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take that as
You're
he
very
doesn't
welcome.
mind. Well, first order of business, yes, Officer Birch, I do believe that we should bring this information to Commodore Mask so that we can find every single one of these men.
Before you snuff Scoutcraft and Uwin, you let me know, okay?
Would there be a problem with us finding them, or may I ask why?
No problem. I just want to set up a few things. Opportunity. That's why I'm giving you the rubies. You brought this information to me. It's good information. I'm going to choose to capitalize on it. You're going to make good of a bad situation. We're going to take some bad folks out. I'd like to put some good, upstanding people in their place.
Why don't we do that first then?
Well, you got to make the power vacuum first, you see?
Mm.
That is the intention. I'm saying, why don't we start off with that? Since
Oh,
you have
I
a
don't
plan.
know. I don't have no plan of how to take these people down. It sounds like you
We'll
all
do
need to
the
save some
taking
kids
down.
first. But yeah, I will definitely set up another guy to get all the highborn connected. And then I'm also going to set up somebody who can be having in with the arms dealing.
Better
Seems like
them
maybe
than
we
these
should-
slime balls.
If he's got a plan in place, why not lead with that? take
No,
out that
he's
one
got
first,
replacements, but not a plan on how to find the kids. That's our priority.
No,
Yeah, oh yeah.
I
I've got
understand.
no idea how to find that
Hmm.
or try to track down Flesh.
I'm saying, why don't we eliminate this man first, since he has someone to fill the vacuum?
If we eliminate them, how will we find the kids?
I'm just saying we maybe prioritize this one.
Hmm.
I'll be over here.
Do you have a preference on which one goes first, or are you okay with just hearing about it once they've hit the obituaries?
If you're about to strike either Uwin or Skullcraft within the day, it's about all the heads up I would ask for.
Hmm.
Westhead's probably going to be the easiest one to get to, and Tappinhead's the other easiest one to get to. Uwin and Skullcraft, because they're intermediaries and, deal with people and getting things, you're going to have to probably come up with something to get a hold of them. The other two will probably be a lot easier. But you're going to probably go quick. I don't know how interconnected these 4 soul dealers are. I
Well,
assume not very, because that would make them more prone and dangerous to being caught together, but you never know.
yeah, if we start getting one, the others might get warnings. That's fair. I feel like, at least with the information that you have so wonderfully given us, Westhead very likely sold those kids to the family that he already works for. So that's a good lead to look there to see if there are any kids who look not belonging.
Oh, sure. Have you ever heard of the Order of the Praeton? We
have, yes.
Well,
Nope.
whatever you uncover there in the fishmonger's market, especially with the Holla family, if there's any more than 2 kids that they've got there that came through this kind of sort of trade, you might want to drop them that, because they would be very interesting in knowing that they could possibly replace the head of the Holla family of the whole fishing business owners of all of Crann. That is the kind of thing they do.
All right. Well, we do have one of our shipmates who has been in aid of the Order of the Parison. So, yes, thank you. That would be a good connection to make. You wouldn't think that Tappenden would dare have the kid he bought work for his bar, would he? Would he be so foolish?
Don't know. Like I said, This is a
Possibly.
dry place and I'm sober, so I don't frequent his bar.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we'll do our own investigations. We do have to report back to our Commodore. This has been the utmost of pleasures. Thank you so much, Guildmaster Fleck.
Oh, nice guy.
No, the pleasure is mine. Enjoy your drinks. Return them back to the hearth. I'll dry and clean them for your next visit.
And I immediately drink that because I fucking love cider.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Well, how does Jurriko feel about our little group so far?
Hey, right.
Yeah, we're alright.
So far,
Bunch of
pretty
fucking
warm and fuzzy.
weirdos. Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Hey, kid.
He's a kitty cat. He a big cat.
The big cat.
What was that growl, VC?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was good stuff.
There's another one I have for a certain ability. It's just one of the things I picked up for him to do.
That's so fucking good.
It's just Arnold Schwarzenegger's yell from Conan the Barbarian.
There's
Listen to this.
What the fuck was that?
It is called. I have an ability called Daunting Roar, which will do kind of the same thing as like Unsettling Visage that Slade had, but I just grabbed a fucking sound effect for it.
I love it.
Thanks for still playing it tonight, guys. I appreciate it. Sorry for being a little late.
No, it's okay. It was
you're
fun.
good.
Dare you?
I will wait
Lots of-
fucking hours to play D&D. I wait all week. If you have any questions, feel free to ask
Yeah.
our DM.
But
Scout Trooper V.
unfortunately, I must go to bed. I must away.
Good night, everybody. Bye bye.
Night
Good
night.
night.
I love them. Okay. Again, feel free to message any questions, comments, or concerns to our DM, the wonderful Scout Trooper V. Until next week. So today is Thursday, so next week will be on Wednesday. I really hope everyone can make it. I really hope everybody can make it. Because we have some shitbags to track down and some kids to save, which is Prim's favorite thing. So, how big is this actual map? Well, he only shows us the oily this part. I don't know why it's thing. And then obviously, like, he has the big. I've never seen the mainland. I have no idea how big that is. Over 1,000 miles across. Oh, wow. All but the last western region. Holy moly. Well, it's a big world, and we get to find out more about it. This is my first time in Tone Isle. I love this port, which is surprising because Prim is not normally a huge fan of Crann spots, but like this one is nice and humble, and it reminds her of like her home a little bit because she was not in a nice area. She was in a shack, so like it's nice. And it was like, I didn't know the Republic of the Crann was united by druids. That's awesome. So she's gotten a little bit more of an idea of the Crann, so that's kind of nice. We're completionists now. I don't know about that. But yes, if you have any questions, feel free to DM our DM. And if you have any questions or just comments, then feel free to message me on Discord. There's the link somewhere on my Twitch website thing. I'm a professional. Anyway, I hope to see you guys next week, Wednesday. And I hope to see the rest of our crew. Would be nice. Until then, bye everybody. Have a good night.